Hello students, welcome to the online classes of Appa Public School. Dear students, already you know very well that in geography we have completed 4 chapters. So today I am here with a new chapter in geography part, that is chapter number 5, the major domains of the earth. Dear students, already you have studied about the planets. How many planets are there, children? Yes, absolutely you are right. There are 8 planets and Earth is also one of them. So today in this chapter we are going to learn. I am going to explain you about the major domains of the Earth. Okay, children? So let us start. First, introduction. Earth is a unique planet in the sense that it has life supporting system on it which helps in the growth and development of life. These life supporting systems are part of lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. Dear students, already in the previous chapter you have learnt that Earth is called unique planet. Why Earth is called unique planet? Because for the survival, whatever the things we need, all we can get on this planet. All the things we can get on this Earth. Because of that reason, Earth is called a unique planet. So, which are the domains of the Earth? Which are the domains of the Earth, children? Lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. These are the 4 domains of the earth. You can see here the 4 major domains of the earth. The first one is lithosphere. All processes associated with solid earth. Hydrosphere. All processes associated with water. Atmosphere. All processes associated with the gases. Biosphere. All processes that involve living organisms. So now we are going to study one by one. So first we are going to study about lithosphere. It is also one of the major domains. The literal meaning of lithosphere is sphere of rocks. It is the uppermost layer of rocks, which is an organic solid nature and composed of various mineral materials. Dear children, lithosphere is a solid layer of the earth and it is pair of rocks. So it is called a solid layer of the earth. It includes high mountain ranges like Himalaya in South Asia, Rockies in North America, Andes in South America, etc. There are 7 continents on the earth. Asia is the largest one, and Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. These are the 7 continents of the earth. So you can see here there is an image related to the continents. Which are those? North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia and Antarctica. So now we are going to study one by one. So first continent is Asia. We are going to learn about Asia. Dear children, Asia is the biggest continent and it has the most people. It is very crowded in some parts of Asia. Dear students, already you know very well that out of all the 7 continents, Asia is called the biggest continent. Asia is called the largest continent and most of the people are living in this continent. Because of that reason, this is called the largest continent. And in Asia, there are so many countries and the very biggest country is China. China is a big country in Asia. Giant pandas live in China and eat bamboo. So there are so many animals which are living in the Asia continent. A cool place to visit in Asia is the Great Wall of China. It is the largest structure ever built by man. Dear students, already you heard about the Great Wall of China, and that is located in Asia continent, and that is made by human beings. The Great Wall of China is made by human being, which is there in the China. So that is available in the Asia continent. Understood, children? This is about Asia. So now we are going to study about the another continent, that is called North America. North America is cold in the north and warm in the south. This one you have to keep in your mind, children. North America is cold in the north and warm in the south. Buffalo live in North America. So generally in North America, there are so many animals, but most of the animals you can see, like, buffaloes. So buffaloes are living in North America. People in North America came here from many other continents. In North America, many people who are working, who are living, they are not belong to that particular North America continent. So many people went to the North America from other continents. What is that, children? Many people, they shifted to the North America from another continents. The USA, Mexico, Canada are the three biggest countries in the North America. Dear students, in North America, there are so many countries, but the very important and biggest countries are USA, Mexico and Canada. Understood, children? So now we are going to study about the another continent, that is Africa. Africa is a very hot continent because the equator runs through the middle of it. Understood, children? Africa is the most hottest continent. It is called the hottest continent. What is the reason? The reason is very simple. The equator runs through the middle of it. Lions live in Africa. So most of the lions we can see in the Africa only. So and now we are going for the another continent, that is South America. South America is a warm continent. People speak mostly Spanish. In South America, most of the people are talking the Spanish language. The biggest country is Brazil, where people like to play soccer. In South America, there are so many countries, but the biggest country is Brazil. And the people who are living in South America, most of the people, they like to play soccer. Soccer is one of the games. The Amazon rainforest is in South America. The very famous rainforest, which is called Amazon rainforest, that is available in South America. So now we are going to learn about the another continent, that is called Antarctica. What is that, children? That is called Antarctica. So Antarctica is the coldest continent. What is that, children? Antarctica is called the coldest continent. No people live in Antarctica. People are not at all living in Antarctica. Why? What is the reason? Because that temperature, that weather is very cold. So we cannot adjust with that environment. We cannot adjust with that weather. Because of that reason, people are not living in Antarctica. But some scientists visit to study the weather or animals there. But some of these scientists, they are visiting to the Antarctica. Why? For the search, for the researching purpose, for the invention purpose, and they are going to that continent to study about the particular animals which are living in Antarctica. Understood, children? And many kinds of penguins live in Antarctica. See, children, most of the penguins we can see in Antarctica continent, and in penguins also different penguins are there. So all the different penguins we can see in Antarctica. Understood, children? So now we are going to learn the another continent that is called Europe. In Europe continent there are 47 countries. How many countries are there, children? There are 47 countries in Europe. People in Europe speak over 50 languages. See, children, in Europe continent there are totally 47 countries and the people are talking more than 50 languages. And you know very well that in India also so many languages we can see. It means the people are talking different languages. Like that in Europe continent also the people are talking more than 50 languages. How many languages? 50 languages. The weather in Europe is similar to North America, cold in the north and warm in the south. The weather of Europe, almost all it is similar to the weather of North America, and it will be cold in the north and it will be warm in the south. And next we are going to study about the another one continent that is called Australia. Australia is an island continent. You know very well about this. Australia is an island continent. Can anybody say, children, what do you mean by island? Island means that is a place which is surrounded by the water. So Australia is an island continent. Kangaroos, koals and platypuses live in Australia. Different kinds of animals we can see in the Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is in Australia. The weather in Australia is the opposite of our weather. So what kind of weather is there in our country? But the Australia weather is totally opposite of our weather. Understood, children? Now we are going to study about the hydrosphere. The hydrosphere is the part of the earth that contains water. Dear children, till now we have studied about the lithosphere and now we are going to study about the hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is the part of the earth that contains water. Understood, children? Lithosphere, it contains the hard surface of the earth. Hydrosphere, it contains water. The structure of hydrosphere. Oceans. 96.5% of the water is salt water and it found in the oceans. Dear students, on this earth, out of 100%, 96.5% of the water is salt water and this salt water we can find in the oceans. Fresh water. The remaining 3% is fresh water. See, children, out of 100%, approximately 97% is salty water or you can say salt water which is available in the oceans. The remaining 3% that is fresh water. So for that reason, each and every drop we should not waste. Before wasting the water, 1,000 times we have to think how much the water is precious, how much the water is valuable. Understood, children? And this is the image of the water cycle. You can see that. Now we are going to study about the oceans. Oceans of the world. You know very well that in the the last year also we have studied about the very popular, the very famous oceans. Okay, children? 71% of the earth's surface is covered by the ocean water. Dear students, 71% of the earth's surface is covered by ocean water, which is not useful for us. The oceans contains 97% of the earth's water. all the oceans and seas are in really one continuous. 90% of all volcanic activity occurs in the oceans. So now, firstly we are going to study about the Pacific Ocean. Okay children, now we are going to study about the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest of all the oceans. See children, there are so many oceans, but the Pacific Ocean is the largest of all the oceans. The area and the volume of the Pacific Ocean are greater than the Atlantic and Indian combined. The Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean is the deepest point in the world, reaching a depth of 10,911 meters. So the Mariana Trench, which is very famous, you can find here, and it is very deep also. The depth of the Mariana Trench is 10,911 meters. The international date line passes through the Pacific Ocean. So that was about that particular ocean. So now we are going to study about the another one ocean, that is called Atlantic Ocean. What is that children? That is called Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. What is that children? Atlantic Ocean is the second biggest, you can say, or you can say that second largest ocean in the world. So that you have to keep in your mind, which is the biggest or largest ocean of the world and which is the second largest ocean of the world. These things you have to keep in your mind. Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world. Of all the world's oceans, Atlantic Ocean is the youngest. It is one of the busiest sea routes in the western and eastern hemisphere. Understood children? Atlantic Ocean is very busiest sea routes in the western and as well as eastern hemisphere. The name Atlantic is derived from the legendary island of Atlantis as described by Plato, one of the ancient writers. So how that ocean got Atlantic name? From where this word, this Atlantic word we have derived? It's very simple. The name Atlantic is derived from the legendary island of Atlantis, and this name has given by the Plato, who was the famous ancient writer. Understood children? Now we are going to study about the Indian Ocean. Okay children? Indian Ocean, the third largest saline water body of the water. So Indian Ocean, it is called the third largest saline water body of the world. The only ocean which derives its name from the name of a country. This is the only one ocean which derives its name from the name of a country. That is called Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is the warmest ocean in the world. What is that children? Indian Ocean is the warmest ocean in the world. Indian Ocean is known as Ratnakara. What is that children? Indian Ocean is called Ratnakara in the ancient Sanskrit literature. Ratnakara, it's a Sanskrit word. In the olden days, Indian Ocean, it was called Ratnakara. So what do you mean by Ratnakara? Ratnakara means the maker of jewels. What is that children? Ratnakara means the maker of, or you can say that the creator of jewels. So Indian Ocean is called Ratnakara. It means the maker of jewels. Water in the Indian Ocean has one of the lowest oxygen content of the world owing to greater evaporation rate in the ocean. That is about that particular ocean. Now we are going to study about the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is the smallest and shallowest. The Arctic Ocean is also the coldest of all the oceans. There are so many oceans, but the Arctic Ocean is called the very coldest ocean, children. The North Pole is situated in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. This is very important thing you have to keep in your mind. What is that, children? The North Pole is situated in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. There is no land on at the North Pole. It is floating raft of ice. So there is no land. So you can see the ice, you can see the snow also. The Arctic Ocean is roughly 8% the size of the Pacific Ocean. Already I said you that Arctic Ocean is called the smallest ocean, and the Arctic Ocean is roughly or approximately 8% the size of the Pacific Ocean. During winter, the Arctic Ocean is almost completely covered in sea ice. Dear children, so what is the speciality of this Arctic Ocean is, out of the all three seasons, during winter season, the Arctic Ocean is almost completely covered by ice, covered by the snow. Understood, children? That is the speciality of this particular Arctic Ocean. And now we are going to study about the atmosphere. What is that, children? The atmosphere. So first we have to understand, what do you mean by atmosphere? What is atmosphere? The earth is surrounded by a blanket of air. You know very well that, children. The earth is surrounded by air. Air is very essential for the survival. Already I taught you in the previous class. So earth is surrounded by a blanket of air, which we call the atmosphere. That air is called, that blanket of air is called atmosphere. It reaches over 500 kilometers from the surface of the earth. So we are only able to see what occurs fairly close to the ground. This blanket moderates temperature, protects us from harmful radiation, and supports life. This atmosphere is supporting us for the survival, and it protects us from the harmful radiation, and it supports our life also. Now we are going to understand about composition of the atmosphere. What is that, children? Now we are going to learn about composition of the atmosphere. 21% of oxygen, 78% of nitrogen, 0.04% carbon dioxide. Besides water vapor, several other gases are also present in much smaller amounts. Carbon monoxide, neon, oxides of nitrogen. These are the compositions of the atmosphere. The Earth's surface was originally molten. As it cooled, the volcanoes gassed out massive amounts of carbon dioxide, steam, methane. There was no oxygen. The steam condensed to form water, which then produced seas. And now finally we are going to study about the biosphere. Biosphere is the global ecological system integrating all living beings and their relationships, usually defined as thin outer layer of the earth capable of supporting life. Biosphere is called thin outer layer of the earth. The biosphere is the narrow zone of contact between the land and water and air. What is it, children? The biosphere is the narrow zone of contact between the land, water and air. The three domains of the earth interact with each other and affects each other in some way or the other way. Emission from industries, thermal power plants and vehicles pollute the air. You know very well that how the air is polluting. The very simple, the emission from the industries, whatever the industries are, the smoke of the industries, because of that the air is polluting, and even the vehicles what we are using for our transport purpose, that smoke of the vehicles also polluting the air. Carbon dioxide, an important constituent of air, but increases in the amount of CO2 leads to increase in global temperatures. So CO2, if it is increasing more and more, so it is the cause of global warm, or you can say the global temperatures. So this is about this particular lesson. I hope everyone has understood, and thank you. I will meet you in the next class. Thank you.